Hey guys, it's Beth here again with another Minecraft video. This is the evolution of housing, the extended cut. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize for how awkwardly long this video is. And that's what she said. Anyway, so if you watch the other video, you know that I start out with what I think everyone's first house looks like in Minecraft, which is the dirt hole cut into the side of a mountain, which is how I spent my first night. I was freaked out by zombies and skeletons and weird noises, so I just holed myself up into this side of a cave kind of thing and dug around because it was completely pitch black. Ended up scrapping that house, and the world for that matter. So the first house in this world started out somewhat the same, but it ends up being more of a classier looking hole. There's glass, there's torches, which I figured out how to make at some point. So I didn't like die in the darkness. This house isn't too amazing, but it does connect to a cave, so I had some sort of resources. I don't know why I took you all the way down into the cave. This is kind of scary and dark, and it looks a whole lot like the first house did. There's me failing at trying to do creative mode and film and make it look pretty at the same time, so there you go. So this house, I built it at some point. I'm not even sure when I built this house. I can't remember if it was after the first little kind of cave inside the mountain or if it had just been on one of my journeys around my world and I was like, I'm gonna build another house. I do that often. I just start making houses. I don't even ask permission. I'll be up in somebody else's world and I'll just start building. Man, you gotta watch me. I don't know why. I guess I was an architect in another life. I'm not even sure. So the main thing about this house is it's pretty simple. It's made out of wood, at least there's glass. You know, I have torches inside, which is good. I have a bed. I don't see a stove, oddly enough. So that's kind of interesting. This house right here looks so amazingly jacked up, and it's because I was attacked. That was like, for one thing, it wasn't frozen the first time I had been to that part of the world. It was like a nice tropical place. There was water, so the water was coming in. I had things attacking me. I was trying to stop the water so I wouldn't drown. I was trying to stop the creepers from blowing up. I was so freaked out, and I just had to have a place to stay. So that's how that house ended up becoming the monstrosity that it is. This little house, it's just, you know, it's just one of those places you make or you go to when you're just walking around and you're like, I don't want to have to find my way all the way back to your original house. So I just plopped it down, put a bed in, and slept, spent the night. I do really like this house, and it is my sandcastle house, but what I didn't mention in the first video was that it was kind of inspired by Luke's aunt and uncle from Star Wars. It was inspired by it. It looks nothing like their house. Eventually I might go, you know, and make the whole, like the little, almost igloo looking thing, and then it drops down to this kind of canyon thing. Anyway, that's how big of a geek I am. But it was inspired by that nonetheless. And so, yeah. Here's my birch wood. Used as wallpaper, and my glowstone as the lighting. So I got kind of crafty and creative without actually being in creative. See what I did there? So just zooming over, all these houses are really close. If you look back there, you can see the jacked up stone house. But this is my favorite house. Started out as one of those little cubby houses cut into the side of the wall. Yeah, you know, it evolved itself into something bigger, something pretty huge. You'll see later. I'll take you down into the mine shaft. Oh, I can't really say mine shaft because they actually do have those now. It's more of just caves, because back when this was literally the first edition, or before any updates were released, kind of. That's when I first started this house. I do have a guest bedroom. These steps right here were put in later after creative had come out. Obviously, I'm not going to use all my iron to make a step to step down. That's just crazy. So this is the entrance to the caves from the house. I had to put something up because what I didn't realize was zombies were getting into my house. Like during the nighttime, I guess they were coming from the caves, but my sister-in-law and I would like, you know, sleep during the night so we could do whatever we needed to during the day. And all of a sudden these zombies started attacking us. I was like, where is this coming from? And it had to be down in the cave, so I had to shut it up. And, you know, so I just made like a little door or whatever to get into it. And there's also multiple doors actually to get into it and out of it. As you can see, this is one entrance that I just left, and I'm about to go into another entrance into the caves. And I'm not sure if I actually explored all the caves. It does go very deep. It goes all the way down to bedrock. And there's lots of lava. So I mentioned this in the first video, all of the glasswork was completed before creative mode happened, and I think that's a big deal because finding sand enough to make that many windows was crazy. And I mean, you can see I'm using sandstone also in the design for the house, so I had to really think about whether or not I wanted to really make that sandstone or make it into glass. So this was the pool that when this area was originally not frozen over, it looked so pretty, and there's glowstone under it that makes it look, you know, and there's actually like a glass pane in the pool so you can see down into the caves. So I thought that was pretty cool too. As you can see, I made a portal. There's like a little wheat garden. I mean, this house is pretty epic, and it was the first house I made in Minecraft, but I used it for like the longest time. Eventually when we get to Fort Beth, you'll see that that house was pretty incredible in itself. And I was going between the two during the building process. So I made a little bridge, which plenty of sheep and pigs and cows, they got stuck under there for some reason. I don't know why. Because when I first made the bridge, you know, there wasn't ice under it. It was actually water. So I thought I could build a way. I had to make it tall enough because I wanted to take a boat under it. And the first couple times I got caught, you know, because it wasn't tall enough. So I made it taller. Okay, so after all of that rambling, we are going to fly over to Fort Beth. And there are lots of fences here holding animals, which you might see later in a different video. And if I can ever get that up and posted, then I will link it here. But okay, so I have a sugarcane garden. I had this little mini waterfall thing happening. There is a, like, wall of coal for some reason. Not really sure why that's there. I play in most of these worlds with my sister-in-law and one of my best friends, so sometimes there's, you know, stuff happens and you don't really see it until later when you're doing a video. So this is the inside of the house, which you don't get to see in the other video. And oh my gosh, trying to find all this wool, that was interesting in itself because, again, it was before creative. It was before the little shears that you could shear sheep with and get like 5 cubes of wool if you're lucky. So I had to go around killing sheep and I felt so bad about it, and they only gave me like 1 piece of wool or maybe 2 or 3, I'm not even sure. Anyway, so that was epic in itself. Plenty of stoves and 2 crafting tables for all the work that went into it. Now, some things were added after creative mode. Obviously, this wall of lapis lazuli, it was added after. I'm not going to take all my lapis and put it into a wall, although I did put a good chunk of it into wool. So, as like all of my houses, I don't know why, they always end up having some, like, all kinds of entrances for one thing. There's about at least 5 different entrances into this house. And right now we're under the big balcony that sits on top. And there's literally an entrance, and I think I'm about to go to it. Yep, here, that's just a hallway. Here is the other entrance. Literally like 5 blocks away from the other one. Don't know why. I just have these weird kind of things I want to do, and if it gets in my mind and I'm doing it in Minecraft, and you know, why not? Anyway, but this is a way to get to some caves that are under this house. Obviously, if you play Minecraft, you know there are caves everywhere. And then, of course, we come to another entrance on this same level. But at least it takes you to most of the sheep and everything. So that gold has an interesting story. For the Anonymous headsets, we did a video for the When Pigs Fly achievement, which is where you drop a pig and you're on a saddle. And, you know, it ends up... I think the pig has to take damage from the fall or whatever. Well, after we did that video... we did it like right in front of the house for one thing. So I had this huge gaping hole in front of the house. And so I was like, you know, I'm going creative now. Because it had been a while since we'd been in this world again. So I went in creative and I was like, I'm going to put some stuff down, you know. So I thought, instead of putting just dirt and rock down, I'll just put a crap ton of gold. So that's what I did. So this is the second level of the house. It's all the guest bedrooms. Which I'll go through each one of them. I don't know why I do this. This is just a crazy sort of thing that happens. But I think it's really pretty. Like, if I had a house, I would probably build it like this. And of course, there's cake everywhere. I don't know why I have this fascination about cake in Minecraft. I think it's just because it's the only food that you can place. And I just want to place stuff all the time. So originally the waterfall was going to stop here on the second floor, but I just wanted it going all the way through. I don't know why. Just did it. It's just one of those things. And the original idea for all the guest bedrooms, quote unquote, were I wanted them different colors. Like I wanted one to be a yellow room, one to be the red room, the orange room, the blue room, blah, blah, blah. The green room, if you didn't notice, also has like charcoal gray in it. Because I started running out of wool at that point, and I just never went back and put anything into it. So this right here is probably my favorite part about the house. It's the sign, or whatever you want to call it, that says Fort Beth. Originally, I think it started out as glowstone. I'm pretty sure, but God, I can't remember. It's been so long. And of course, all the cakes on top of bookshelves. Okay, so this was supposed to be the master suite. I don't know why I feel like I'm building a hotel or like this huge mansion, but that's what happens for most of my houses. The floor was obsidian, or is obsidian, and I did mine all of that before creative came. So a lot of this stuff I just wanted to face palm after creative came. I was like, why couldn't my, you know, desires to make a huge ass mansion just wait like long enough to come for creative. So yeah, anyway, there is Fort Beth. It's just huge and epic and monstrous, and I think it's pretty cool. So this is me sort of waking up in Beth Town. So the first world was Beth World, and this world is actually called Hopefully There's Sand, because good Lord, I could not find any cactus in that first world. I don't know what was up with that. And you know, there's sand, or where there's sand, there's cactus most of the time. So this is, you know, hopefully there's sand, and there was a lot of cactus. And then I found out how to plant cactus, so the point was moot anyway. This house originally started out as just the lower half, and for some reason I just wanted to build a floating component to the house. I don't know why. Of course, all the garden and stuff, I mean, that was in my gardening video anyway, which I can link here if you like. But I just wanted to have a garden, so it was easy to get paper and stuff like that. Of course, there's rooms in my floating component to my house because I didn't know what else to make it. This one, I don't even remember why I was building green wool and brick wall. That's kind of scary. It almost looks like a hint of Mario-ish. So, of course, this was like the dining room. Because, of course, you have to have a cake library dining room with a jukebox. So you can listen to music while you read and eat cake. And sit down in a nice little table setting. And I don't know why I wanted the floor to be glass, but let me tell you, you can't place a bed on glass, so think about that when you're designing stuff. So this is my sister-in-law's house. It's really cute. She's got this knack for building small, quaint houses, and I just don't have that ability. I want to build them really big and kind of crazy. Like this house. This is supposed to be a model of my house in real life, and I'm about to show you guys a secret. It's up on the... Oh, look! Look at that. Any Rooster Teeth fans in the house? Whoop whoop. Anyway, so back to the story in this house. This was supposed to be some kind of model of what my house is in real life, and I wanted to like see if I could recreate it in Minecraft. Never happened. Of course, my attic is not a carpet that has the Rooster Teeth logo on it, just so everyone knows. Anyway. So, yeah, that never got finished. I may go back, especially now that I've got creative, and try to do something with it, but probably not. So one thing I really loved doing was all the lighting for Bethtown. I thought that was really cool. Just making, I forgot where I saw it the first time. Just making like little lampposts and using the fence and glowstone for that. I have a crap ton of wolves down here for some reason. I don't know why they all just sort of came there. And then I have a mine shaft right there, which has crap tons of ovens and everything. Because if you didn't notice, the first house was made, and this house for that matter, Sky Tower, was made completely of stone. And you have to take, you know, you have to mine stone, which turns into cobblestone, like that house to the right. And you have to burn it to make regular stone. Whatever. So I just, for some reason, I really like the look of that. So this is Amber's house, and in the first video, you only get a little peek of it. What you don't see is the back half. And there's the funny story. So I was making, or Amber made this house. And then, you know, it's my world, so sometimes, you know, we just didn't have time to jump in it or whatever. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go back in, finish her little house, and then surprise her with it one day. Well, the back half of it was burnt when we came in the next day. Because of my fireplace. I don't know why. I put stone all the way around it, and it still burnt the house down. So it's like a monument of what happened here. It's just a memorial to this house. So I didn't change it. I didn't try to fix it. I just left it. So I don't know why I wanted to make Sky Tower. It was just a thing that I was like, I'm going to build up to the highest point that I can build up to. And I want to be able to look down and look over Bethtown. And so that's what I did. I mean, there's not really much design past that. I think originally I wanted to make it literally just a huge tower. Like not with, the big boxes and everything as designating sections to it. But whatever. There's the portals down there for the portal making video that we did. And here are my roads. And this, I guess you could call a train station kind of thing. I just really like using glowstone in pretty much everything. It's so pretty. And oh my gosh, I don't know why when I was filming this I could not run straight. I was like sliding everywhere. It was weird. I guess because I didn't have the little crosshairs in the middle to show me where I was going. So this evidently was the first house that I created. I don't really even remember putting the sign up. But anyway, this is the first house in this world. Obviously, I built before then with my previous worlds that I created in Minecraft. But I thought that was kind of cute. So it's like I surprised myself later on because I didn't remember it. So I mean, the point of this video was to show that when you first start out in Minecraft, you're like, what is this? Like, what am I making? Why am I wasting all this time just building stuff? And then it turns into this huge epic project. Like, you start out in a cave and you're scared to death and there's like zombies and skeletons, and then you go into, you know, survival on peaceful mode or whatever, and you start building and it just becomes addicting. That's like when creative mode came out, it was even more so. This is literally, we went into this world, my sister-in-law and my friend Amber, we all went into this world, and we were going to try to find a stronghold, which we have not found as of yet, but we will eventually. And we were like, okay, when we first started out, we need to build a house because we got to sleep and everything. And, you know, so we did that. And one of us was like, oh yeah, let's just do it in creative. And so this is what happens. It's almost like a little house for hamsters because we're all connected in our houses, so we can walk, you know, back and forth between the two, which I think was awesome. And then Kayla built a basement, and so I was like, oh, I need to build a basement. And that's our little, yeah, that's my little story for how this house was created. It's just, it shows you how creative can take one small little simple concept and blow it up into like huge proportions. So anyway, guys, I just want to thank you for watching this video, and if you have any more suggestions, just hit me up, and I'll talk to you later.